Welcome to our book summary channel. Here, we provide concise and informative summaries of all kinds of books. We hope you find our summaries helpful and informative.
The Reluctant Fundamentalist, by Mohsin Hamid, is a powerful and thought-provoking novel that explores issues of identity, belonging, and extremism in the aftermath of 9/11. The novel is narrated by the protagonist, Changez, a Pakistani man who has come to the United States to study and work. The novel is structured as a conversation between Changez and an unnamed American man he meets in a cafe in Lahore, Pakistan, several years after 9/11. The novel begins with Changez reflecting on his time in the United States, where he has been studying at Princeton University and working as a financial analyst in New York. Changez is initially excited by the opportunities and freedoms that America offers, and he is particularly drawn to the American dream, which he believes promises equal opportunities for all. However, as he becomes more deeply enmeshed in the corporate world, he begins to feel increasingly disillusioned and disconnected from the people and values around him. The turning point in Changez's life comes with the events of 9/11, which he describes as a personal and political awakening. He is deeply disturbed by the American response to the attacks, which he sees as an overreaction that is fueled by fear and ignorance. As a Muslim, he is particularly sensitive to the discrimination and prejudice that he sees around him, and he becomes increasingly critical of the American government's foreign policy, which he believes is driven by a desire for power and control. As Changez becomes more radicalized, he also becomes increasingly isolated from his American colleagues and friends. He feels a sense of betrayal and disappointment when he realizes that the American dream is not available to everyone, and that there are deep structural inequalities and injustices in American society. He becomes disillusioned with his own career and begins to question the value and purpose of his work in the corporate world. Throughout the novel, Hamid explores issues of identity and belonging, particularly as they relate to the experiences of immigrants and people of color in the United States. Changez is constantly grappling with questions of who he is and where he belongs, and he is acutely aware of the ways in which his identity as a Pakistani Muslim is both a source of pride and a source of vulnerability in America. He feels torn between his loyalty to his home country and his desire to succeed in the United States, and he struggles to find a sense of balance and integration between these two identities. One of the key themes of the novel is the issue of extremism and terrorism. As Changez becomes more critical of the American government's foreign policy, he is drawn into a group of Muslim activists who are working to resist American imperialism. However, he is also conflicted about the methods and tactics that this group employs, and he is increasingly uncomfortable with the violence and bloodshed that they are willing to use in the name of their cause. The climax of the novel comes when Changez is accused of being a terrorist and is detained and interrogated by American authorities. This experience is traumatic and humiliating for him, and it forces him to confront the ways in which he has been perceived and treated as a Muslim in post-9/11 America. However, the novel ends on an ambiguous note, with the reader left to wonder whether Changez has truly embraced extremism or whether he has found a way to reconcile his conflicting identities and beliefs. Throughout the novel, Hamid uses a variety of literary techniques to convey the complexity and nuance of the issues that he is exploring. The use of the frame narrative, in which Changez is narrating his story to an unnamed American, creates a sense of tension and ambiguity, as the reader is left to question the motives and intentions of both characters. The use of symbolism and metaphor is also powerful, with the imagery of the American dream. Another important aspect of the novel is the way in which Hamid portrays the relationship between America and the Muslim world. Through Changez's experiences, the novel explores the ways in which Western imperialism and neocolonialism have shaped the political and economic realities of many Muslim countries. It also highlights the ways in which American foreign policy, particularly in the post-9/11 era, has contributed to a growing sense of resentment and hostility towards the United States among Muslims around the world. At the same time, however, the novel is also critical of the Muslim world's own complicity in perpetuating violence and extremism. The Muslim activists that changes becomes involved with are portrayed as flawed and conflicted characters, struggling to balance their desire for justice and equality with the realities of the world around them. The novel suggests that the issues of extremism and violence are complex and multifaceted, and that there are no easy solutions or simple answers. Overall, The Reluctant Fundamentalist is a powerful and thought-provoking novel that explores some of the most pressing issues of our time. The novel's ambiguity and open-endedness leave the reader with much to think about, and it offers a nuanced and complex portrayal of the forces that drive extremism and terrorism in our world today.
Thank you for visiting our channel, Explore Books. We hope you found the summary informative and helpful. Don't forget to check out our other summaries, so please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more updates. Happy reading!